The following is a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.
Woo-hoo! Welcome to Kurre and Klapow show here on a Thursday morning. Of course, we're together every single week. Dr. Josh and I have worked together for
20 years, 30 years.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
6, 7 years, 7, 8 years, something like that. And of course, on Thursdays, we also go live on Fox 6, which we'll do a little bit later on this morning at 9:30, talking about the potential banning of TikTok, which I'm on board for. I'm going to the other side, and it's not because I don't use TikTok or I think it's too young, but I think it's people are like, oh, it's her freedom of speech. Stop with the freedom of speech stuff. We got freedom of speech wherever we want to go, and there's a million different. Here's the problem. Let me get on my rant here because I was thinking about this. We can't handle our own freedom. We can't. We're too indulgent in everything. We deserve everything. We eat too much. We do everything till indulgence in this company or this country, and then we wonder what the hell's going wrong. It's because we can't handle. We're told we can have 2 cookies and we take 12, and we just can't. We can't. And so I'm not saying that we should be a country where, like in China, you can't look at porn. I mean, I'm not going that route.
You're not taking porn away.
But I mean, I think you throw in the fact that we know, or at least I think we know, unless it's a conspiracy thing, that China has something to do with a third of all the material we're seeing. Here's the thing: is when Facebook started, it was a way to keep in touch with your friends and your family. What is it now? It's Meta. It's everything. It's its own news source. It's its own. Yeah. Political, it's its own everything. And Instagram's that way, Snapchat's that way. Everything's kind of turned into, I mean, Amazon's now a pharmaceutical company. Oh, yeah. Amazon used to be a book company, and now Amazon is a pharmaceutical company.
Absolutely.
And I'm not, great. The bigger you get, the bigger you can get. That's fine. But, so, I mean, DeSantis yesterday, where did he make his announcement? On Twitter.
Yep.
And Twitter's supposed to be something that's kind of fun, and you use TikTok in a great way. Your daughter uses TikTok. Yeah. My daughter uses TikTok. I don't want to see that go away for them. No. I don't think it's going to happen. But I do like the idea that we're actually engaging in this talk to say, you know what, it's gotten out of control.
Well, no, but that's not what. So I hope we do that. We can clarify this on Fox. I mean, there is a reason. There is an alleged reason that is TikTok. Right, because if it was a social media platform, you could go to any one of them.
Yeah, they don't want to ban free speech.
Right, they're saying
it's because it's not owned by us, and we don't control a lot of it, and we have an election coming up.
It's so interesting. It's so interesting when if you use any of these platforms. Yeah, like that's why Facebook can't go away.
Right there.
Got 3 new posts this morning. We got a button buck.
Did you?
You know what a button buck is? You know what a button buck is? And can I give you a button buck? Is a baby buck, and when they're little you can't really tell the difference, except the button bucks are the ones that just have these little tiny little thumb things that are starting to come out, and that's their antlers. So we got a new button buck at but the TikTok thing, I hope that we can separate the argument.
Yeah.
Because there's a social media argument. Mm-hmm. Surgeon General just came out with his report on the negative effects of social media. Yeah. There's that argument. TikTok is in that argument, but the case in Montana and the federal government is more because of geopolitical issues, not again, TikTok itself.
Again, all these things in a free country, which we're a free country, is great. It's a supplement. The Chat GPT thing is the same thing. Is one of the situations where it's a great supplement. It's good. It's like a thesaurus. It's wonderful to help you write your resume and stuff. But then when you go exclusively using it, and I did a whole thing with Michael Coleman from Mission Money the other day.
On ChatGPT.
There are a lot of Indeed search engines now only use that AI information. And if you have the wrong word in there, despite the fact that you're perfect for that job, it kicks you out. There's no human element. And then when we get away from the entire human element, we got ourselves a Steven Spielberg movie, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It'll blow up. I mean, that's the way it is. Birthdays today. We're going to get, we'll do 3 segments today. We got a lot to get into today. Birthdays today. Mike Myers.
56.
60.
Really?
Connie Selica. I didn't see what Connie Selica looks like now, but man, I always loved her.
Where is what do we know Connie Selica from? I mean,
she was on one of those, not Dynasty. What was she on? Was she on Dynasty? Was it?
Knots Landing.
She was rocking hot. Okay. She's 68. Klaus Meine, do you know who he is? Lead singer for the Scorpions.
Oh, yeah.
He turned 75 today.
Those are the ones. As soon as whenever we use any of the rockers, and I don't know why, but 70, anything 70 and older is like, it blows my. Well, Devo, the lead singer of Devo was last week was what, 73?
Yeah. And Anne Heche would have been 54 today.
Yeah, well, that's
Also on this date, interesting enough, 46 years ago today, this movie opened up. 1977. Da, 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 da. Star Wars opened up today in 1977.
40s.
May the 4th be with you again, my friend. Here on May 25th. And 3 years ago today,
I don't know any of this stuff. I have a bad memory.
George Floyd was killed.
Oh, yeah.
A lot going on with the school shooting anniversary this week, and George Floyd being killed 3 years ago, and then coincidentally, Babe Ruth hit his last home run in the state in history, but I don't think anyone really cares.
No.
I can't believe it's been 3 years ago.
Some of it, I think psychologically, the reason that we say I can't believe it, because we got so much of it, right? Whether it's shootings,
Can you imagine back in 1945 or 1950, going on your search engine looking for this date in history?
Well, no, listen.
There'd be nothing.
No. This is it. Particularly where we live in the South, go back to the, geez, we don't even need to, the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. Can you imagine if we had social media, every lynching?
Oh, yeah.
Another lynching. Yeah. Right? I'm just saying, I think, so you think about it.
On Facebook Live.
Yeah. But that's the difference. I think part of the reason we can't remember it, and part of the reason, we talk about being sort of numb to it, is we're catching all of it, and a lot of it's happening. We always have this argument, is there more of it happening, or are we just seeing, we're just hearing about it?
Yeah.
And I think it's yes and yes. We hear about everything. Think about it. Any sort of anything, any car accident. Let's just talk about a car accident. You can go online, and you can search car accidents, and you can search it under. If you're using Google, you can search it in general. You can search it under news. You can put the date, right? So in the last 24 hours. Let's use that. You will get, because you'll pick up every local news coverage, and it doesn't have to be catastrophic. Maybe someone's severely injured. There'll be thousands of car accidents.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm saying that is we have not only access to, but we're kind of pushed with every single thing that's happening in the world. And so as a result, some of the more tragic things, sadly, our brains just get full. Yeah. Oh, there's another shooting. Oh, there's this thing. Oh, somebody broke into their house. Yeah. Those kinds of things. So by the way, Congressman in, I believe it's Rhode Island. Did you see this morning? Picture of him passed out in his car, high on crack. Councilman, not congressman.
Councilman.
But you see what I'm saying? Councilman. And then when I saw it, I was like, I wonder if that's here. Nope, it's Rhode Island.
You know what the moniker for George Washington University is? The George Washington what's?
I don't know. What?
The George Washington basketball team.
Yeah.
George Washington Colonials.
Oh, okay.
They're no longer the Colonials. They changed last night. We'll talk about that coming up here next. Plus, you asked me the question yesterday. We're getting ready for Fox 6. We send them things we want to talk about. We wanted to get in this Montana TikTok thing. And then, of course, the queen of rock and roll.
See, look at you.
I don't think so.
Oh.
No, I'm not. I didn't think she was the queen of rock and roll before she died. But if it makes you feel better to say she's the queen of rock and roll,
but it's not just you, but she's got the title.
No, I'm going to tell you why they called her that, and we'll talk about her life coming up here next. Make sure you go and get your TKR app on Apple. It's TKR period or Tony Curry Radio on Android. And of course, all of our shows, the Kurre and Klapow shows, the Mission Mindeds, the Damon Johnson show, the Austin Hanks show, the When in Rome with Stuart Rome, the Dark Side of the Pooch, the Students of the Game, the Kip Kiefer show, the Kiefer and Curry show. There's 14 different shows. You can get all the shows. We have well over 1,000 episodes on the Tony Curry Radio Podcast Network. If there's music in any of the shows, you can find those on Spotify. We'll be back in 30 seconds to talk about the queen of rock and roll. Next.
This has been a special presentation of Tony Curry Radio.